Hi there, what's up? Welcome back to Economics. I am Dr. Shreya Roy, and this is data analytics using Stata IC Basics. That is the 101 course. If you want to register for this course and receive an international certificate from Economics LLP, please write to us, email us at contact@economics.com. And Economics LLP is an international education, research, and data analytics company registered under the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Startup India, Skill India, Ministry of Education, all registered with the Government of India. So today is the 6th lecture of data analytics using Stata IC or Stata IC. So it doesn't really matter how you pronounce it. So let's roll into it. So the topic that we are going to cover today is correlation and the graphs of correlation. So we are going to learn about how to calculate correlation, how to read correlation, how to graphically represent correlated data, how to use two-way fitted plots along with correlation data, scatter plots. Okay, so now let's roll into it. So let's start with using the example data sets installed with Stata, example data sets installed, use, and close. So I am using the very basic data set, which is already installed with Stata, however you pronounce it. And the data set looks something like this. The red ones are our string variables and the black ones are our numeric variables or float variables. So let's understand quickly. The most simple way of doing it is CORR, select two variables. So correlation is basically the relationship between two variables. So if you are trying to calculate a correlation using only one variable, that is basically gibberish in statistical terms. Hence, you need two variables. Let's take price and mileage and enter. So we do see it's a negative 0.4686, which is, if we round it off, it is minus 0.5, which is, so basically correlation has this table. Just memorize it. I'm writing over here, understand. Okay, so if it falls between minus something 0.0001 to minus 5, okay, then it is weakly negatively related. If it is minus 0.6 to minus 1, it is strongly negatively related. If it is 0, it is not related. If it is positive 0.00001 to positive 0.5, it is weakly positively related. If it is positive 0.6 to positive 1, it is strongly positively related. Okay, so when I say it is negatively related, what does it mean? It means if one variable increases, the other variable will decrease. So for example, let's just understand if over here we are seeing that as price increases, mileage decreases. Okay, so basically as the price of the car manufacturing increases, the mileage provided by that car, it decreases. Okay, I hope I was able to explain that. Now, on the other hand, let's take a look at another one. So let's say correlation, price, and let's say length. Here we see it is a positive, but it falls under this category. So it is weakly positively related, which means what? As price increases, the length falls. No, sorry. As price increases, the length increases. So as one variable increase, the other variable also increases, okay? So when it is negative, it means that the two variables go in different opposite directions. And when it is positive, it means that the two variables move in the same direction. Okay, I hope that was helpful. The next thing that we need to look at is, let's say, I'm just giving an example, let's say headroom. So it is very close to, 0. So if we just, approximate it, it comes to 0.1, which very well can be further approximated to 0, which means there is no relation between the price and the headroom. No matter what happens to the price, that is, may the price increase or decrease, the headroom is not affected. Okay, so now let's take a look at the graphics or visual representation of how to plot correlation using scatterplot. Now we are doing the scatterplot, which is the plot for correlation. Go to graphics, two-way scatter, create scatter. For the x-axis, let's select price. For the y-axis, let's select MPG and click on accept and click on OK. So this is the plot that we get. Now we see that most of the scatter plots or the dots are basically, sloping uh, throughout, which means as the price is high, the mileage is less. Let's say the price is over here, the mileage is over here. If the price is over here, the mileage is over here. If the price is low, the mileage is over here. Now, if you want to change it, let's say instead of MPG, let's say we want to change it to length and enter. So now we see that as the prices increases, so prices are increases and so is the length. So if the price is over here, that is over here, the length is over here. If the price is over here at 10,000, the length is somewhere at 200. If the price is at 1,500, the length is at 220. So now, even though these graphs are visually very interesting, sometimes it becomes difficult to read it. Okay, sometimes it becomes extremely difficult to read it. So what do? We use the fit plots. So what is a fit plot? Fit plot is basically a straight line through your scatter plot, giving you the exact read for your graphical representation. So graph, two-way plot. Now take a look. What are the variables? We have price on the x-axis and MPG on the y-axis. Remember it, because if you mess up the two axes, then you will not be able to plot it properly. Okay. Without disabling my previous plot, I am creating another plot. This time I am selecting on fit plots. I am selecting on fit plots and I'm clicking on linear prediction. Okay. For the x-axis, I am taking the price similar as my previous plot. And for the y-axis, I'm taking MPG again, similar to my previous plot. Make sure you do not mess this up, because if you make a blunder in selecting the variables here, you will get wrong plots. And accept and OK. So take a look over here. As mentioned, even though the graphical representation might seem as if, it could also go to non-significance, but this gives us very perfectly that it's a weak negatively correlated plot. Okay, similarly, let's try to do the same thing, but this time let's change MPG with length. Now we have a positive plot. So if your graph is sloping like this, it's a negative plot. If your graph is sloping like this, it's a positive plot. So there's about that. There's another thing which you need to learn is in Stata or Stata, you can do a multiple correlation test. So how do we do it? CORR, then select your variables, the variables you need to study, and enter. Okay, so You get all the plots over here. The ones are basically price, and price will obviously give you a 1. Mileage and a mileage will obviously give you a 1. Rep 78 and Rep 78 will obviously give you a 1. So what you are supposed to look at are the values below it. Price and MPG is minus 0.4559. Price and Rep 78 is 0.006. Price and headroom is 0.1112. Similarly, if I tell you what is this, this is trunk and turn. Trunk and turn. Okay. Now, the way we can do a multiple correlation analysis, similarly, we can do a multiple scatter plot. So we go to scatter plot matrix, okay, and select the variables you want. Okay, so not selecting anymore, and click on OK, click on OK, and there is the multiple scatter plot. You read it the same way as you read a single scatter plot. So if you tell me what is this, so this is the scatter plot for repair records and headroom. If you tell me what is this over here, what scatter plot is this? This is headroom and displacement. If you tell me what scatter plot over here it is, then I'll tell you headroom and length. If you tell me what is over here, it is weight and displacement. Okay, so there are methods of reading it. Once you just crack it, it's just a very simple tabular form or a matrix format for displaying your scatter plot. Obviously, you can do is matrix and select the lower half only and click on this. You will get a similar, very similar result, and probably this is easier to read. So what did we learn? We learned about correlation. We learned to interpret the correlation results. We learned how to plot a normal scatter plot. We learned how to do a fit scatter plot. We learned how to do a overall correlation analysis. We learned how to do a scatter matrix. So there is that. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something new. If you did, like, subscribe, share. And if you want to watch more such videos, register to our course, do write to us, DM us, and see you in the next lecture. Until then, bye.